Of course, I'm not proud of my country for allowing this crap, what I call the crypto shit, it's worthless, it's no good, it's crazy.
If he was a business leader in South America or Africa or Asia and he spent 100 hours studying the problem, he would be more bullish on Bitcoin than I am.
If he does truly believe what he's saying, then he shouldn't be in a position of power like he is.
He said so many evil things. I mean, the guy, I absolutely hate the guy as a prick.
Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Crypto. On February 1st, Berkshire Hathaway Vice Chairman Charlie Munger wrote an article in the Wall Street Journal that was not well received by the crypto community. In the article, the Bitcoin critic stated that America should ban cryptocurrencies. Furthermore, he added that cryptocurrencies are neither currencies, nor commodities, nor securities, they are gambling contracts. Therefore, the US should enact a federal law to prevent this from happening. During an interview with CNBC, Munger stated that he was ashamed of his country for allowing cryptocurrencies to exist, and that China was right to ban them. In today's video, we're going to examine the reactions of Michael Saylor, Greg Foss, and Larry Lepard to Charlie's statement. Let's begin by watching a short clip from Charlie Munger's interview. But before we do, please consider subscribing to our channel, as we bring you daily content on the latest crypto news. And now, let's jump right into the video.
I think the people that oppose my position are idiots. And so I don't think there is a rational argument against my position. This is an incredible thing. Naturally, people like to run gambling casinos where other people lose. And the people who invented this crypto crapo, which is my name for it, sometimes I call it crypto crapo and sometimes I call it, well, crypto shit. And it's just ridiculous that anybody would buy this stuff. It isn't even slightly stupid, it's massively stupid. And of course it's very dangerous, and of course the governments were totally wrong to permit it. And of course I'm not proud of my country for allowing this crap, what I call the crypto shit, it's worthless, it's no good, it's crazy, it'll do nothing but harm, it's antisocial to allow it. And the guy who made the correct decision on this is the Chinese leader. The Chinese leader took one look at crypto shit and he says, not in my China. And boom, oh well, there isn't any crypto shit in China. He's right and we're wrong. It's an absolute horror, and I'm ashamed of my country that so many people believe in this kind of crap and that the government allows it to exist.
How do you feel about the gambling that took place at the Super Bowl and surrounding that and the legalized gambling taking place in this country at this point?
Well, it's not as bad as crypto shit.
Now let's watch Michael Saylor's comment on this subject during an interview with CNBC.
Well, his criticisms of crypto aren't totally off. There are 10,000 crypto tokens which are gambling, and I sympathize with him on that matter. But Charlie and the other critics, they're members of the Western elite, and they're continually prodded for an opinion on Bitcoin, and they haven't had the time to study it. If he was a business leader in South America or Africa or Asia, and he spent 100 hours studying the problem, he would be more bullish on Bitcoin than I am. Lebanon, Argentina, Sri Lanka, Nigeria, Venezuela, they all illustrate the plight of the common man, and there's no solution better than Bitcoin. So I really think that, the Western elites, they haven't had the time to study it, but I've never really met someone with an incentive living in the rest of the world that spent some time to think about it that wasn't enthusiastic about Bitcoin.
Saylor believes that, had Munger taken the time to properly study Bitcoin, he would have been a huge supporter of the crypto asset. With regards to his criticism of the crypto industry, Saylor doesn't blame Munger for saying it is a gambling contract. As usual, Saylor had a very diplomatic approach to the subject. However, the same cannot be said about Greg Foss and Larry Lepard, whom we will be watching in a bit. After commenting on Munger's statement, Saylor was asked to comment on the FTX debacle and its implications in the crypto space. Let's listen to what he had to say about it.
The crypto meltdown was, it's painful in the short term, but it's necessary over the long term for the industry to grow up. This industry has some good ideas, like digital currencies and assets moving at the speed of light that are unstoppable, and a digital commodity that can't be debased. And it also has a lot of entrepreneurs that implemented those good ideas in an irresponsible fashion. What it needs is adult supervision. It needs the Goldman Sachs and the Morgan Stanleys and the BlackRocks to come in the industry. It needs clear guidelines from Congress. It needs clear rules of the road from the SEC. The crypto meltdown has punctuated the problem, has educated everybody on it, but also it's underscored the idea that it's time for the world to provide a constructive, transparent framework for digital assets so that we can move the financial system out of the 20th century into the 21st century.
What do you think so far? Make sure to leave us a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Next, we're going to listen to Foss and Lepard's reaction to Munger's words. On a recent chat with Swan Bitcoin, they were asked what they would say to Charlie Munger if he were in the room. Let's listen to their response.
I'd tell him to go f himself. I mean, he said so many evil things. I mean, the guy, I absolutely hate the guy as a prick. You know, basically, he got rich off a fiat system that he played like a fiddle. And as my friend Mark Juskovic said, you know, he wants to pull the ladder up behind him and let everybody else, you know, suffer. He doesn't see any of the benefit of Bitcoin. He conflates Bitcoin with crypto. He's a quintillionaire. He's a perfect example of what he himself said, which is, show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcome. Well, the incentives for him are to live in a fiat system where he gets cheap access to the money. And that's what he's done. And he's used that to create, you know, hundreds of millions for himself, and if not billions for himself, but at the expense of the rest of the world. And, you know, I find it very objectionable that he defends that system, being smart enough to know how evil it is and how much it's benefited him. So I have nothing nice to say to that guy. I think he's a piece of shit.
I love being on with Larry because I'm going to actually say something that's going to be less pointed, but I'm not very good at having tact as well. So I've already told Charlie on another podcast he can go himself as well. So Larry, I'll agree with you on that. But Charlie is a quintillionaire who understands the system and has made a lot of money off it. I'll agree with that as well. But he's giving poor advice to my children and my children's children. And for that, I'm very disappointed. Because if he does truly believe what he's saying, then he shouldn't be in a position of power like he is. And I believe he actually knows what he's saying and therefore is trying to, as Larry said, benefit him at the expense of a lot of other people in the world. So the only good thing I can bring to this discussion is an expression that I said today on a Swan Bitcoin Spaces with Alex. I said, Charlie Munger should not buy green bananas. And what does that mean? It means he may not be along long enough to see those bananas ripen. And that's a good thing so that we don't have to listen to his drivel anymore. And time takes care of a lot of stuff, okay? So Charlie Munger will go away in due course because no one lived to infinity. Only Bitcoin goes to infinity, but Charlie Munger's time on this earth will pass and we won't have to listen to his backward-looking view of life. And we can start looking forward, or we can start looking to some forward-looking views of people who understand how technology actually works, not someone who came into this world where the horse and carriage was, you know, the primary mode of transportation. So I wish the man a happy life for the rest of his life, but it's not statistically going to be that much longer. So luckily we don't have to listen to his drivel about how he made money on a flipped system. Give proper advice, Mr. Munger. I think you're probably a good person, but this spewing stuff about evil and then praising the Chinese government, man, oh man, someone's spiking your protein shakes with some fucking evil shit.
Yeah, I don't know how you get to the good person part, Foss. I don't see any of it. You know, yeah, I mean, anybody who believes that the government should be able to ban something, ban software, ban code, ban speech, I mean, that's just so anti-libertarian, the correct ethics of my view of how the world ought to operate, that I have no tolerance for the guy whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't listen to him. I don't, you know, I mean, praising the Chinese government, you know, for banning something. Okay, fine.
Meanwhile, the current crypto market cap stands at $1.073 trillion and the recent rally seems to be losing some steam, although Bitcoin is still hovering around the $24,000 mark and the major altcoins are all in the green. At the time of writing, Bitcoin is trading at $24,477, up 0.78% today, while Ethereum is changing hands for $1,687. On the other hand, the equity market is slightly in the red, with the major indices down 0.04% and 0.01%, respectively. What would you say to Charlie Munger regarding his comments on cryptocurrency? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give us a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is Let's Talk Crypto and we'll see you in the next video.